gotta be patient, baby. Everybody has to wait for the pizza.
Why is there a lot of PS4 controllers?
There's only 2.
Why is there just 2?
Because that's all I bought. That's all I want. That's all I need. Me and you, buddy. I don't need 3 or 4 or 5 or more. One for me, one for you.
I want my own pizza.
The pizza's coming. Be patient. Alright, it's gonna be here. What are you looking for?
I wanna listen to Night Watch.
No, I'm listening to music that I could have on my video right now. You can listen to my night watch later, okay? And output. Let me have that. Output and Alexa. Let me have that. Let me have that. I don't want to say it 4 times. I'm gonna just say it 3. I'm gonna put an Alexa in a playlist so y'all can have music to listen to. I gotta set it up first, okay?
Let's get that Alexa.
It's in the bathroom. You wanna get it? It's plugged up as well. I'm trying to get it. It's plugged up in the wall above the sink.
I can't see it anywhere.
Turn the light on and look. still playing with them? Alexander just asked.
No.
If you're still, go tell him.
No.
Let him know that you're not.
I'm not. I don't want to play Minecraft anymore. I'm gonna play with the Alexa.
Let me set up my Alexa, my son's Alexa, real quick.
Dad, where's the Alexa?
I have it. I just told you that.
Where is it?
Come here.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna set it up. Let me set it up.
I don't want it there.
It's not gonna be there. I have to set it up so that it can work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but why is it right there?
So that I can set it up so that it can work. So that when you plug it up in there, it will work. It doesn't work right now because it's not connected to the internet. Okay? Watch your attitude, okay? This is your Alexa and it's gonna go in the playroom so you can listen to music. Come here. Come here. Do I have to say it 3 times? Where's 2 now? Wait,
I'm telling them something.
Wait, hey. Internet, I'll be right back. Hey, I am your priority. Come here. You can tell him to hold on.
Hold on.
Okay? When I say come here, nothing else matters. If somebody else calls you, they need to wait. You understand? And come to me. You have to wait, Alexander. Okay. Come here. All right. Come here.
I am. I'm already here.
All right. If your device has a round action button, press and hold the button for approximately 15 seconds. All right, so let's see. Where's the round action button? I want to say that this is the action button. So you have to hold that for 15 seconds. That one right there.
Okay, should I press it?
Press it for 15. Don't let it go until I tell you.
Can I play on that one iPad? No. We're just going to do the Alexa in the playroom.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Oh man.
Okay, let me see it.
We have for you.
No, you keep it in there.
Stick fight.
Sorry, buddy.
You want to play stick fight?
He's doing something else right now, baby.
We're playing with the Alexa.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
What? I know to play stick fight with me. It was
He doesn't
really
want to right now.
fun. It was funner than Minecraft.
Maybe he'll play with you later, right, Zeppelin?
Yeah, I want to play with him next time. Why do you want to play with the Alexa?
He's gonna listen to music.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Are you guys getting sick?
Resetting your device. This will take about a minute. I'll let you know when it's done.
Stop. You getting sick? Huh? You getting sick? You feel sick? You're getting sick, aren't you?
Do that to me. Do that to me.
You guys are getting sick.
Do that to me. Hey, do you want to come play this new game? No. No?
He's gonna play with his Alexa.
Oh. Again. We got it just again.
All right, one more time, okay?
You want to come see it at least?
Come
Why?
here.
Declan, you want to see it at least? Why?
That's
Declan,
not
you
about
want
to
to just
trick.
see it?
Not for your own.
Again.
Go check it out.
Again.
Nope, I'm gonna finish this.
Declan? Do you want to come see it at least? Yeah. Okay. Here. You know what?
The kids.
Hello. Your device is ready for setup. Just follow the instructions in your Alexa app. Your Echo is ready.
Be right back. Oh, these kids. Ask them to turn it down a bit. Please. What's up, buddy? What you got there? What is that?
Stickers.
Stickers. Did you see them in the mirror? Did you go look in the mirror? Jane, do you have some too?
No.
No? Where'd you get those from, Zep?
I just found him. Zane just gave one to me.
Really?
We
That's very nice of you.
we found some.
No, thank you. Thank you. What were y'all listening to? What song did you pick, Jane?
We got it to listen to Dynamite 3 times today.
Dynamite?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like, put your hand in the dynamite.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's stick. It's can stick. I'm putting one right on your cheek right here.
Okay.
Too.
How does it look?
It looks great.
Looks great.
Let's go. Zane.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Let's go listen to baby.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
You gotta see where I am.
You mean your room? This is your room.
You got me, teacher. Okay, now finish our lesson. Now my turn. Okay, one more, okay? Count. 5, 4, 3, 2,
You gotta count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready or not? Found you! Hey!
Zephyr, you gotta pick a better hiding spot than that. You actually have to try to hide.
Can't see?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Count again, James.
No, my turn. My turn. My turn.
These kids, man, these kids. My team just finished 2 phase of a startup incubator for the digital twins. Now we pray. If I may ask, did you do any AI? No AI. No AI. Not yet. I haven't really delved in the realm of AI just yet. A lot of what I do is practical, and there is potentially some use for AI when maybe processing data, like publicly available GIS data. But no, I haven't explored anything AI related just yet. Let's see, group 8. What's happening there? Group 8. Okay. All right, all I was doing here was getting that little tiny detail. If I can see it from where I'm sitting, which you probably can't see it on the camera. Let's see, maybe cam, desk cam. Yeah, I'll just take the camera over there. What's up, Zeppelin? You hiding?
Yeah. I'm ready. Where are you, Zeppelin?
That's not how you play hide and seek.
I'm down here. I'm down. Okay, tell me when you're ready. Hide. You can only hide upstairs or downstairs.
No hiding upstairs.
Which is-
No hiding upstairs.
Tell me when you're ready, Zeppelin. Alright.
Tell him I said no hiding upstairs.
No hiding upstairs.
Yeah, the door. So little tiny detail. I feel like if I can see it from where I'm sitting, then it's necessary to be added to kind of add to that realism. And this is basically where I'm sitting right now. Let's see. This is where my desk is set up. And then Zeppelin's desk is right here. I'm going to bring all the furniture and everything in here probably in another session. But I want to quickly do an augmented reality test to see how this feels in the scene. These kids are really something else. All right, let's see. Unreal Engine's new layout. I'm not too used to it. So I got to figure out how to start the streaming server. Okay, let's Google it. Pixel streaming toolbar, primary means control. I mean, yeah, to access pixel streaming toolbar, make sure you have the pixel streaming plugin enabled. There we go. Okay. So tools. Let's see. Edit plugins. Where's that at? Pixel streaming 2, streaming of Unreal Engine audio and rendering. Pixel streaming player, I don't know what any of that is, but we're going to enable it. We're going to enable live link, control rig, and live link hub. Let's see, live link camera, a live link input device. Probably don't need all of these. Probably just live link will do it, but just in case, I'm not going to do any metahuman stuff. Virtual production, take recorder, virtual production utilities. Let's just go with that and restart. Let's check our IP. Okay. I've got 2 pixel streaming toolbars. All right then. Let's go to project settings. We'll go down to D. UDP messaging, advanced, add a static endpoint. So we're going to add 2 static endpoints, first being the computer's IP, the second being my tablet's IP. So I got to go into settings, Wi-Fi, info, and IP address. All right, we got 2 IPs entered. Let's go into add content, and we're going to add a VCam or virtual production. I wonder where it's at. So let's see, cameras. Let's see, VCam. So maybe it's a plugin not enabled. Maybe it's XR. Unreal Engine 5.6 VCam. So virtual camera. code for actors, components, utilities for controlling and viewing cameras via physical device. I guess I need to enable both of them. I don't know. So I'm just going to do it and restart. One more again. You're saying you have no clue how to do what? The detailed modeling in SketchUp? All right, now, virtual production, VCam actor. Let's go collapse this accordion. VCam actor. So surprisingly, it didn't bring up a recording actor. All right, let's see. Output providers, pixel streaming is active, viewport 1. Let's disable all of these other ones. And let's say where are we right now? Okay, not active. Let's see if we can pilot this. Can we? Yeah, pilot. And let's put ourselves about right here. My field of view. I think I can change that in the camera. All right, is active. Wait, let me turn it back off for a sec. Make sure we're not piloting it. Is active. Okay, so I'll take this. Okay. Two fingers, press and slide to teleport. Okay. Why is that playing? I paused it. Oh, okay, I see. Let's disconnect. And then let's connect again. All right, what's happening here? Project settings, UDP messaging. Static endpoints. Oh, it deleted it. Okay, so let's go. Make sure the pixel streaming server is started. And let's get this IP address again. Okay. Not active. Let's pilot. Okay. Let's eject. What's up, Zeppelin? You're tired and you're hungry.
Yeah.
The food is coming. Be patient. You can't beg. Begging it isn't gonna make it come faster. Not a toy. Not a toy. Not a toy. Okay? No, sir. I want you to play with toys, please. Not on my screen. Not toys. Play with toys, okay? Hey, now is not the time to start acting like a baby because you're tired, okay? You're all right. Pizza's coming. Okay?
I want you to make my pizza.
I'm not making pizza. Pizza's getting ordered. All right, but I'm in the middle of something. So if you can go play, we can talk about a snack after you eat. That sound good to you? Does that sound good? Yes or no? Okay. All right, for whatever reason, I'm not getting any motion. I must have something not enabled. All right, 5.6. What's going on? 5.6. Do I do some game devs? Let's see. Yeah, it's almost the stuff I did in projects or basics to get the rest. Something like that. I'm in progress of making a game that's based on a digital twin, but I've never developed one before, so all of this is technically new to me. Let's see, live link, take recorder. Oh, maybe AR kit. And let's restart again. $41.77. So 168, 141. Let me go let these kids know they got 15 minutes on this game. Add another endpoint. And I might need to disable my firewall. That could help. Let's disable the firewall. Sometimes that's the only thing that's blocking the device from actually tracking. Is that the case today? All right, let me figure this out. Usually this does bring in two actors, VCam actor, and a VCam recorder. I don't know why the VCam recorder isn't showing up. Let's delete this and bring it back in. See if this works. On 5.4, this is much easier, or 5.5. 5.6, they've changed some things around. So we got a VCam actor, but that's it. No recorder. Okay, I just needed to delete it and bring it back. So it does work. So now let's disconnect. Let's go to, let's set this to not be active. Let's pilot it. Let's pilot the camera to where we think we want to be. Okay, let's set it back to active. And there we go. Now let me turn off game mode. Yes. Time for dinner. I'm busy right now. I'll come eat later. Okay. I'm in the middle of something. Okay, maybe I'm too close to this wall. So let's pause. Take a step closer. That feels a little more accurate. So what you're seeing in the scene right now on the camera is the Unreal Engine project, but I'm actually walking around in the physical space trying to calibrate the location of my camera. So imagine you're filming a movie in the game and you don't want to use your mouse and keyboard or a controller to set up a camera manually. You can use an iPad as your camera inside of the environment. Who out here? What's up, man? Let's see. All right, so now I'm going to arm and record. I guess I'm missing something. All right, this is Live Link using the VCam actor. I've got Live Link, virtual production, and a couple of other plugins enabled. If you Google it, there should be a tutorial on the Unreal Engine website. Although there are probably some things I had to figure out that I couldn't find in the tutorial. Where is my VCam record actor? Let's see if this works. Does it say no bound? I'm just seeing shit. I could have sworn I saw something that said. Guess I can't dock the sequencer, huh? There are currently no enable valid sources to record from. Has some before recording. If you want to record directly into current sequence, close take recorder. So I have to close take recorder in order to record into the sequence. VCam actor is ready, so let me close it. Okay, and let's try it again. Well, I can't see it on my feed anymore. All right, that wasn't a good take. Let's disconnect, reconnect, and let's close take recorder. There we go. Now we can see it. Oh, hell. Gotta recalibrate the position. All right, that's cool. Just wanted to see if I could get it working again. And it's tough to get the alignment right for the position of the camera in the physical space relative to its position in the digital space. And I think for something like this, it'd probably be best to use some sort of QR code. Where's our text browser at? And then sync that QR code in the scene and make sure that I have the correct field of view set to my VCam so it matches the field of view of the tablet that you're expected to see in the camera app. So all of those things. That's a picture. Where are the recordings at? Oh, showing hot the text browser. Review the last recording. Let's dock it. It should be already docked. Control or Shift C to dock it. And then hit play. And I clipped through the wall because my location isn't well adjusted. And I feel like a kid how low the camera is to that doorknob. So I've also got to adjust my height. All right, that's cool. It took me 30 days to learn how to do this. And I made $10,000 in that 30 days doing this for an architecture firm. We got pizza here, so I'm probably going to go and grab me some slices and go eat. But that's cool. This is really fun. Let's go VCam actor. Let's disable it. And I guess that's the next thing to do is just research on camera settings. It's either the camera's field of view, which I think it should be the camera's field of view because you're simulating a camera in the scene. So instead of it being my perspective as a human, my field of view is much wider than the camera's field of view. And I think that probably could work too. If I use the field of view of like my peripheral vision. And for example, I think by default it's set to 90. Oh, it's set to 76 by default. 76.91. What is this? Let's try it. What is 90? I think it is supposed to be 90 by default. But if I were to do my own field of view, probably be something a little more like, yeah, like this. Where I'm standing now in my peripheral, I can see the window and I can see the door. And I would want to simulate that in gameplay. So 100, I think Google Streetcar does a 100 FOV, if I'm not mistaken. So let's re-enable VCam and see if I can adjust the field of view to be 100 and see if that changes anything. This is pretty close to reality. Hell yeah. So let's bookmark this position. So for even more context, what I'll do, grab this camera. Shit. All right, if I could get these two positioned correctly. Maybe it'll be easier for y'all to see. But I think this is a pretty good presentation. Very nice. Yep, 10K 1 month. Technically, it was 30,000 worth of work, but they were bidding on a project, and they were investing their own money to do the bid. Can't talk much about the project because I have an NDA. But the invoice was for graphic design, 3D modeling, environment design in Unreal Engine, programming, game development, augmented reality, architectural visualization. There was a lot in the invoice to kind of build this experience. Unfortunately, most of the people in the meeting that we had, where we were proposing a building design for a very large company, most of the people in there were either, I don't know, afraid to experience the augmented reality side of things. Also, we ran out of time, and the augmented reality experience was at the end of the presentation, and there was another group coming to present after us, so we didn't really have much time to do it. But also, they were older, like CEOs and CFOs and doctors and whatnot. And maybe a couple of people got up and grabbed the iPad and experienced the augmented reality activation. What's up, buddy? I'm live. What's up? You telling me there's pizza up there?
Yeah.
I know, baby. Thank
Why
you.
didn't you come eat some?
Because I'm busy right now, and I'll eat in a little bit. All right?
How long the pizza?
That's too bad, isn't it? That's a shame.
We ate all of it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that y'all got some, okay? But the augmented reality experience was meant to give these investors a hands-on experience, or a hands-on way,
So
because I'm standing up, to preview the building, to walk through it, to look around it, to kind of see it in the context of the city. So it was a huge project. I worked on it for about 12 hours a day, and I did a lot of GIS.
I
And
can see.
thank you. You know what? I think the eyes that are on it right now, you 4 people who are watching, I'm very thankful for just that. If I do get a lot of viewers one day in the future, that'd be cool. But you guys seem pretty interested in what I'm working on. So yeah, a lot of deliverables in that invoice, and most of the people, the interior designers, the architects, no thank you, don't play with it, thanks, they all donated some of their services and basically gave a discount for those services. So I only felt it was right. Maybe if you can go play or something right now, because I'm streaming, remember?
Okay. But I would like vanilla.
All right, we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Yeah, but I want it to be chocolate mixed up too.
I don't have any chocolate to mix it.
I want chocolate mixed up to vanilla.
What's up, man?
Where's your uniform shirt?
My uniform
Right
shirt?
here.
Yeah, your white shirt?
Yeah. Here you
It's
go,
right
Jeff.
here.
Give it to him.
You need to wash it?
Yes.
Okay.
You
We're
have my
washing
white
it.
load right now?
Yeah, we're gonna wash it.
Yeah, let me give you.
That's what I'm gonna have before bed.
Shit.
That's what I'm gonna have before bed.
Crazy day today, man. What'd you say, buddy? Zed, what'd you say?
I said that's what I'm gonna eat before bed.
What?
Ice cream.
I think I heard that. Some chocolate.
Yeah.
Not sure if you're interested, but I actually run campaigns that bring more real viewers, chatters. Could even set up a free trial for you to see if the working, see the workings. If ever I do that, I'll consider it, but I usually don't pay. Like I don't buy ads or try to get more viewers because I don't have a specific reason. But if I get to that point, you'll be the first person that I reach out to since you offered. I'm going to write your information down. But I love the old organic way. It has made me the most money. Whereas a lot of people that I do advertising for, like I do ads, I do marketing and stuff too. But a lot of the people that I do marketing for, they get a lot of followers who aren't really there to spend money. They're there to just follow. And I've not spent a single cent on advertising any of my own products, services, which I probably could or should. But I end up finding these very niche clients that want to spend a lot of money because I stream for not 1 hour, not 30 minutes, like 16 hours at a time. Usually I'm streaming for about 16 hours straight, sometimes 24. And I'm going deep into everything that I'm doing in these projects where it's like it's probably hard to follow and learn. But most of the followers that I would get if I spent money would be people who are trying to do the same work that I'm doing instead of people that are trying to pay me to do that work. So the organic followers I've learned are the ones who are most likely to need to hire me because they're looking for someone who does this stuff. Whereas once you start running ads, you come across a lot of people who are in the same field or niche. You could consider them like competitive, but that's why I've never spent money on advertising. And that's why I'm okay with like having 4 viewers, because 6 months from now, one person's going to see it and it's going to be the guy that's like, hey, I need you to do this for my architecture firm. I've noticed those people who spend a lot of money on stuff usually don't like to be advertised to. They prefer personal relationships, recommendations, or just organically coming across those things. And it's like, if it feels good to them and they didn't feel like they were sold it, they're more likely to buy it. But yeah, this project, let me disable this, is one of many that I've done to start building digital twins at a scale that just kind of makes sense to the average person. Because once I show like this, my son's room, and then how this is set up, and then bring it into the game engine, they're like, okay, this kind of makes sense. A lot of people still don't understand what digital twins are or the value of them, whereas they can comprehend having a digital version of like a building, a space that they've been in before. And that's kind of the entry level idea of what a digital twin is. So that $10,000 comes from being able to kind of cross, what's the word I'm looking for? To cross industries with the deliverables. So not only am I offering like augmented reality experiences and game development and 3D modeling, but I also do a lot of the branding, graphic design, and the marketing behind it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a gold mine for every business, but I think we're a little early in like the mining process, right? Let's say you're in a mine, you're mining, and then a lot of people are in that point to where they're like, they've been mining for so long and they feel like giving up because they've spent money on a website, they've spent money on marketing, they've spent money on social media and a social media person for their business. They can't even fathom going beyond all of that into something so innovative because all the other things seemingly haven't worked. So they're like at the point of like being tired and ready to walk away from mining just straight coal all their lives or throughout the life of their business. But this is everything that you know about marketing is going to lead to this. Those movies, Ready Player One, and those video games and all the fantasy that's like related to virtual reality, all of that's going to be real one day. I said to myself years ago that one day people are going to be able to buy refrigerators and cars off the internet. And people thought I was just fucking crazy. And here we are with Carvana and all the other car delivery services and being able to just order appliances or whatever off of department store websites or Amazon and have everything shipped to your house. You literally don't have to leave your house. So my vision for this is, we are trying to convince people that NFTs are going to be a big thing one day, and they are. But it's not going to be green alien monkeys with snot coming out of their nose with a baseball cap on and a gold chain. Like, it's not going to be, those aren't going to be valuable NFTs. If anything, it's going to be a digital version of your house minted as an NFT that if you go to sell your house, you can sell the digital real estate with it, so that if somebody, let's say, buys a brand new house, they can get the 3D model of the house as well, which they can then use to do architectural visualization, to preview updates and changes they want to the house, or incorporate all of the digital twin technology with IoT sensors. So instead of it just being smart cars and smart appliances, eventually you're going to see a time, maybe in our lifetime, where we have smart houses and all the appliances are naturally integrated with the houses. So if someone steals your washer and dryer, like, they won't be able to use it because it's not connected to the house, right? They take it to the wrong house and it won't work, type of thing. Somebody steals your car, it's going to be away from the proximity of your house, and you can go into your digital twin on a computer or a phone, technically how newer car smart systems work, like apps, like a BMW app, similar to that. You'll be able to go into your phone and manage all of your appliances in your house as well as your car, all within that one digital twin app. And then you can also manage your health and your family members, right? Kind of like playing The Sims minus taking away their autonomy. So the future of this technology is having everything connected to the internet indefinitely, right? So if a fire starts because somebody had an iron plugged into, or a hair dryer plugged in a bathroom, and something happens to where it starts a fire, since your house is going to be a smart digital twin house, you'll be able to get a notification not only on your phone that there's a fire in the bathroom or an electrical surge. The police department will be notified immediately about the potential of a fire, and they'll be able to check in with your security provider to see if they need to go to your residence or to the business. They can then pull up the digital twin and have access to a 3D model of your house, or let's say an apartment complex, to then be able to see which floor the fire is on, which set of sprinklers they need to activate to use as little amount of water as possible, versus when there's a fire in a school or an apartment complex, the whole sprinkler system comes on. So with this technology, it allows for you to isolate rooms where the sprinkler system activates, and use these IoT sensors to then, you're saving money on water, you're saving money with the fire department because they can determine whether or not they need to have 1-2 fire trucks, or what like resources they need to bring to assess any critical like crisis situation. So you go from having the smartphone, the smart car app of like BMW, to then having a smart appliance, to then having a smart house, until eventually you have smart cities. And my belief is that these big wildfires and these crazy things that are happening in these major cities are intentional because they want to convert to smart cities, because the amount of money that will come and the amount of data that people will carelessly share through like opting into using those technologies is going to make them a lot of money. So I think like these wildfires and all these crazy natural disasters were planned to wipe out all these different neighborhoods so that they could update the infrastructure under them, and then build smart technology to be able to keep track of people through CCTV, and use AI to kind of automate the urban happenings of the city. So as you say, this is a gold mine for businesses. Businesses have no idea how significant having a digital twin can be for their business. My proposal is to build these environments for restaurants, well, local businesses. So I'm building a digital twin Memphis. Let me save this and I'll maybe open up the project and share it. I'm building a digital twin of downtown Memphis, and I want to be able to sell the naming rights to all the local businesses instead of doing like an IP parody like Grand Theft Auto does. So they depict real places, but their depiction of those real places have fake business names, and they have to, if they wanted Lamborghini in Grand Theft Auto, they'd have to spend a significant amount of money to have that product placed in there, or have some sort of revenue sharing model. So for me, I'm building a digital twin city of Memphis, Tennessee, and when I bring these restaurants into the project, they will pay for their naming rights, which will fund the servers that the project is hosted on, the development, the employment, the staff that I need to continue building. And they pay for naming rights the same way a major company will pay for their name on like a football stadium or an arena. That type of contract is valid for, let's say, 3 to 5 years for $20 million, right? In Memphis, it's the FedEx Forum. You think Staples Center, or whatever your major sports stadium is. It's usually, there's some naming rights deal. We can talk when I'm done, okay? Go play or something.
I'm tired of playing.
Take your tablet and do something on your tablet.
I want to play on my computer while I leave. Minecraft.
I'll set it up once it comes on. You gotta give it a second, okay?
Okay.
So these restaurants and local businesses will pay $6,000 a year or something. I don't know, just kind of throwing a number out there for 3 years, because in 3 years, there's no guarantee that they're still going to be in business. There could be a new business there. So aside from having their IP in the game, this enables next level marketing. Most businesses, especially local, aren't even integrated with voice search like Alexa or don't do that. Don't press anything until it's ready. Okay. They're not really doing well with their website, web presence, and social media. So once they do get up to speed, the next best thing will be here, and it'll be digital twin cities and metaverses where people are spending a lot of time, like a second life, inside of VR environments or on their computer, like they're playing The Sims. But it'll be real cities, and you'll be able to live this second life as a character in this real city. Hold on, baby. You hear me talking right now? Yeah. Okay, give me a second. I got you. You'll be able to live this second life in these real cities, these real, these digital versions of real cities. But big companies like Amazon, who have their warehouses in the city, or IKEA, might say, hey, we want to bring our facility into the game, and we're going to pay you. No, Zeppelin, stop clicking. I'll do it for you in a minute. We're going to pay you, or each player, $5 an hour to get a virtual job and actually deliver packages in the virtual environment. And these virtual packages will be things that people are actually buying in the game, the NFTs. You can... Okay, let me finish what I'm doing and I'll address everything that you want, okay? All right? So we think NFTs aren't useful, but nobody's thinking to the level of immersion that VR will have once every household has, or one of every 3 households has a VR headset. So those NFTs that people are paying for, the valuable ones, like a one-of-one Kobe Bryant video, am I going to have to pause my stream to talk to you about what you're saying? Because if you want to play Minecraft, you're going to have to behave. Do you understand?
Yeah. But Minecraft is mine, too.
It doesn't matter whose it is, but you don't talk like that and be rude. Hey, look at me.
Not rude.
You said, oh my God, and we don't say that. Why did you say that?
Because there was too much fire.
Okay, but we don't talk like that.
Why?
I'm not going to continuously tell you over and over what's you're not supposed to do. You understand? If I tell you one time not to say that or to wait on something, then you have to wait. Okay?
Okay.
But we don't say, oh my God.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just keep forgetting what I can say.
Well, you have to work to remember. That's your responsibility. You have to remember those things, okay? If you remember that you like spicy chips, you can remember what words you can say.
I need water.
Where's your water at? I'll get it for you.
Okay. I want ice cream before bed.
We'll talk about ice cream later.
I know.
Okay, well, quit telling me. Here you go, baby boy. Love you.
But this is my cup.
It's not, yeah, that's your cup.
It's not.
It is. Mine is in the cabinet. We both have that cup. Okay. So when the owner of that Kobe Bryant, that one of one Kobe Bryant NFT that's worth $2 million, decides he wants to put it up on display, how can he do that? Well, he probably has enough money to have a nice house because he has a $2 million Kobe Bryant NFT. Maybe it costs $100,000 when he bought it. If he has a nice house, that means he probably has enough money to have a digital twin of his house made. And he probably is interested in integrating digital twin smart technology in that house. He has that type of money. This is the type of person who is going to want to showboat his very expensive digital currencies. An NFT is kind of like a currency. It's an investment. One way to do that is to have a digital twin of his house in the metaverse. And then if he is not active in the metaverse, or she, they can lease that property out in the metaverse, and it'll be a one of one property in the metaverse, meaning the world, the city that his house is built in, his house is going to sit in the same geospatial location in that city, in the metaverse of like version of that city, right? So if you go to Google Maps, you'll be able to look up the address, the house will be there, and it'll be a 1-to-1 scale replica of the real thing. Somebody inside of that, what is the word I'm looking for? It's that redundant virtual environment, as in it never ends and people come and go. People will be able to spend $300 a month to rent digital spaces and display artwork. They can buy digital businesses and actually sell products in the metaverse. Those products can be digital or physical. So Domino's would say, hey, we have 300 Domino's restaurants around the city of Memphis. We're going to go into Memphis metaverse, and we're actually going to buy the IP and the naming rights deal for Domino's, and we'll keep all the restaurants updated in that metaverse. And then somebody can go in and buy one of those franchise buildings and actually sell pizza.
This is for you. Are you talking?
Yes, you can put it in the refrigerator.
Here, yeah.
Or put it on the counter. Emmett, I think your mom's counting. She's waiting. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's overwhelming. It's a lot of information to kind of take in all at once for people who aren't really versed, no pun intended, with metaverse and digital twin technology. But there's so many ways you can spin this. As a local business, you don't have to necessarily sell your business in the metaverse, but you can pay for naming rights for your business and integrate these tools that allow for you to actually sell your services and products to the people playing the games. So if someone's in the metaverse in VR and they want pizza, they can choose to go to Domino's in the digital twin city without leaving their couch and actually place an order virtually with their virtual character and meet up with their friends without ever having to leave the comfort of their house. They place the order at the virtual Domino's and they have their real address in their profile, and then real Domino's pizza gets delivered to their real house, regardless of what Domino's is actually next to them. So the way that this technology can integrate with real life, it will allow people to leverage those assets and trade on those assets and monetize the platform in a way that, you know, your character in VR, you can build a digital twin character of your face and body, go into VR and actually try on virtual outfits and walk around and like look at yourself in a virtual mirror with virtual clothes on and preview virtual furniture inside of your space. You can buy those outfits and that furniture and have it delivered to you without leaving the game. So think Grand Theft Auto if they brought your city in there And if all the local businesses and the major brands that you've purchased products from decide they want to sell those products in that, like Grand Theft Auto, more of these people will start spending money like carelessly, like that, because they're competing with the next guy who has a Kobe Bryant NFT that's worth $2 million displayed in his virtual house. Obviously, nobody can steal that. But then on the backside of that, you now have an additional level of security that's needed. So every business industry has an opportunity to grow, because once you have a digital version of your physical space, if you don't put the necessary limitations in place, anybody could scope that place out virtually and like make a whole plan to like break into a business or a house and know exactly where to go to, like, so it's so many things to consider, so many business opportunities, so many vulnerabilities that get exposed, but also so many opportunities for leverage, financial growth, and for being able to socialize. It's a lot. And I've thought about this for over a decade and decided, like, now I'm just going to start trying to find out how to build my own version. This is downtown Memphis. A lot of this right now is photogrammetry. I have about 5 different projects that isolate different areas of this scene. I use the photogrammetry as kind of like a like I'm tracing it. It's a guide to creating the building models. Let me see, 3D static meshes. My props, paths, buildings, turn them off and on. So the photogrammetry, if I turn that off, instead of just throwing in the buildings from something like Google Earth, I go in there manually and I model and texture everything using the built-in engine tools. And right now it's just gray boxing, or as you can see, white boxing. But this is a 1-to-1 scale of my hometown. And it's meant to be a digital twin. Let's see, volume. Music. Don't keep asking about it or you won't be able to get any.
Why?
Because you keep asking. I told you we'll talk about it later. Okay, if you don't let later come, it won't. Does that make sense? If you can't wait for the ice cream for me to tell you you can have it, you won't be able to have any, okay? So this is a work in progress of the medical district, a couple of schools here that specialize in medical things. I think, hell, I don't know, but I think it's a lot of medical stuff that happens over here. And I've been painstakingly building this all from scratch. Every logo, every piece of geometry for these buildings,
How do I get in the minecart?
Left trigger.
Left?
Yes, yes. I'm using the built-in editor tools, the modeling tools to create a lot of this. And then anything that's custom like text, 3D text, I'll design in Affinity Designer. I'll extrude it from a vector format, and then I'll bring it into the engine. And this is all, if you go to Google Maps and search downtown Memphis, you can basically go to a street view. And it's a work in progress. There's a lot that is not finished yet. And almost everything in here functions like it's a fully playable game. But I'm flipping the script on gaming IPs. So where if I can get all these local businesses on board, then some of these bigger companies like Mercedes may be interested in securing their naming rights so that they can be one of the first to be included in the game. See you later, author. Because they may want to do a product launch via the game, similar to, let's say, how Fortnite does virtual concerts. Travis Scott's Astronomical. Why are you telling me? That's not going to get you ice cream anytime sooner. If you're tired, you can go to bed. But I'm in the middle of something, and I can't help you not be more tired. If you're bored, that's one thing. Go find something to do. Okay? All right? You're going to sit here and listen to me? All right. But I can't help you not be tired. You understand? Mm-hmm. Maybe you're just bored. You bored?
No, I'm just hot.
Want to turn the fan up?
Mm-hmm. How?
Figure it out. It's got 4 buttons on it. 5 buttons.
How?
Press all the buttons and see what they do. And then you'll learn which one is going to make the fan go faster. You got to let it do its thing first.
Why?
Pick a button, press it, and then don't push anything else and see what it does.
It's going slower.
Okay, so that means it probably stops the fan. Push a different one. Is it doing what you want it to do?
No.
Okay, push a different one. All right, I'll let you play with the remote. But if you don't want to be hot anymore, playing with the remote isn't going to make you cooler. Push it once. It doesn't do anything if you push it twice.
I'm still hot.
Slow, faster, fastest. Off, light. So if you want it to go the fastest, which one do you push? Just push it once. I could talk about this all day.
Oh, how?
But I know that there is, hey, too loud,
Being around so fast.
billions of dollars, billions, trillions in this industry, actually. Let me grab my controller so I can demo some of this. What do you mean by that? Triplanar on landscape. Does it feel better?
Yeah. It's not being so cold. Oh, but I want to be so cold.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done to this.
How do I get in the minecart? Oh, left trigger.
Left trigger, that's right.
Ah! Oh my.
So I've done a considerable amount of work to figure out how to get all of this to function. And we've got a long ways to go.
I love you.
I'm doing landscape, but I need to put the snow and the texture on the mountains. Good stretch. So I'll read that triplanar. Triplanar, oh, you mean like the projection. Ooh, You know, I haven't experimented much with landscapes because
Going so high, Dad. Look, I'm up in the clouds.
that's awesome, baby. Because none of what I do actually utilizes landscape materials or landscapes. I use meshes.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
I'm talking. You're being kind of rude, okay?
Why? I'm not talking.
Because you're loud, and I'm trying to talk through the internet to people who are watching me. And every time you get really loud, it probably makes it hard for them to focus on what I'm saying and for me to focus. You can talk and be excited, but just try to be a little more quiet while I'm doing this, all right? These trees are up in the air because there was a building supposed to be right here. So I don't use traditional landscape techniques for this project anyways, and I haven't done any projects that required the use of a landscape yet. I actually use the spline tool to create custom meshes for my landscape because I want to do Boolean operations to be able to cut out of the ground so that I can have basements and tunnels and stuff. And I want the resolution of those cuts to be much higher than what the current landscape painting allows for me to do. The resolution of the landscape would have to be ridiculously high for me to get the resolution I'm looking for to use transparency painting as a texture. So I just avoid landscapes altogether right now. But there are some tools, errant worlds, I think, ERRANT worlds, I think if you Google that, that has some awesome landscape features. you probably do best to look into some plugins if you're having trouble figuring out how to do it manually. The bulk of your time is better spent being creative instead of trying to solve problems that other people have already figured out how to solve. And then later, like if having that custom solution is that important to your project, you can go and reverse engineer or implement those features later. But it's one thing if you don't have the money to buy those plugins, but those plugins usually exist and probably will save you a buttload of time trying to figure out how to solve those problems. That would be my suggestion. But this is an example. And real quick, I'll show you how I do this. If you look at any regular city, unlike video games, most actual roads are designed in a way that the grade changes significantly with every step you take. All right, so as you can see, these are curvy roads and it goes up hills and down hills. If you look at the photogrammetry, like there is no such thing as a flat road. Not in terms of how it's shaped from curb to curb, but also like, for to some extent, there are flat roads, right? In some places, and there are 90-degree angles between intersections and whatnot. But the real world has a lot of variance that game engines don't really account for. Most video games are very mathematical and they work in units. So when you're building landscapes and building game environments, most people are building fictitious environments that don't have these, or that do have these restraints. So for me, working in with meshes allows for me to create these custom grades, which you can accomplish with landscapes and having mesh like splines to populate the roads, but you're limited in how you can customize that landscape per each individual lot. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So for me, what I typically do is I go into modeling mode, and inside of the photo, or inside of let's see, I think it's create, I'll draw a spline and I'll use like a tangent drag. Wherever I click, it's gonna attach to the height of the normal of whatever mesh I draw on. And then I'll loop that. And then I'll go in here and convert that to, let's see, a mesh spline. And then I'll re-triangulate it under mesh. I'll remesh it. And instead of it being, let me see if I can just kind of show what it looks like now as a, let's see, lit wireframe. Yeah. It's very triangulated down to each point, each tangent that I created inside of my spline. And that makes it hard to manipulate it. So I will remesh it so that it looks a little more like this. And then I'll either use the triangle edit, but for me, it's mostly the lattice tool. I'll use lattice editor. And then increase the resolution.
It's going so fast in here. Look.
That's awesome. To then kind of manipulate the same way you would manipulate a landscape, but this is more like what you would see in something like The Sims. And then I'll use some other Xform tools to modify the mesh under the deform tab, like dynamic sculpt. And with this, I'm not limited to landscape. Like if I needed to cut something out, I can go and grab a box and then do a B Boolean operation to cut that box out of the mesh. And now I can basically create like a basement or something. I don't know. It's just so much more that I can do. And I don't have to worry. You know, if you're working on big landscapes, something like The Witcher, you can't really, maybe you could go about it this method. But for something like this, being able to actually populate foliage on meshes is very helpful as well. And then I can adjust the resolution of the mesh without having to adjust the entire landscape or be limited to, no, you can't do Booleans on landscapes. Unless you write some code for some Boolean operations, you probably, I mean, you can, but you would have to program that yourself. It's not a feature built into the engine. But there's a lot that landscapes don't do for performance reasons and because of how the landscape tool is kind of built. There's a lot that it's good for, but there are pros and cons depending on the type of projects you're working on. So since I'm working on all these different lots, and I want to have more control over how I customize each lot, and I want for like my concrete paths to be separated from, you know, these individual grass hills, this allows me to have a lot more flexibility in how I model my environment. Again, and I'm going using the real world as my template. So if I were building a fictitious world and I wasn't using the real world as a reference, the landscape tool probably wouldn't be as limiting. But you know, there are parts in the environment where the landscape kind of breaks and then there's a big ledge that you can like jump on or stand on, and then there's landscape again. And I want that section between like the ledge, that grass up on top of the ledge, and then the grass under the ledge to be seamless with the ledge. The landscape tool, the resolution would have to be so high if the ledge is really thin. And the resolution will have to be so high for you to be able to achieve that like seamlessly. So again, there's like all kinds of limitations. And then if you don't have the software, as mentioned here, if you don't have a really nice GPU with a lot of VRAM, then that high resolution and large landscape is not going to be performant, even if you do convert it to nanite. I'm using a workstation GPU, A5000, soon to upgrade to the A6000, the RTX A6000. And I'm working on saving up for the RTX Pro, the 96 gig GPU, which is $8,000 right now. I just upgraded to the A5000 and gave my son my two 2080 Ti's. So he's got 22 gigs of VRAM for Minecraft and whatever other games he likes to play. But no, not a 5090, which a 5090 has 12 more gigabytes, which would probably perform better than this. And Unreal Engine is very VRAM dependent, but it's limited to one GPU at a time unless you're in path tracer mode, rendering stills or doing cinematic sequences that you're rendering out as video in, you know, JPEG. So for Unreal Engine with my two 2080 Ti's, each of those are 11 gigs. So I was limited to 11 gigs and I kept running out of VRAM. I did a quick upgrade. I was planning on spending this $10,000 to get the RTX Pro, but other things came up. Had to pick up my son from his mom in Washington State, and that was $1,500 on its own. I'm at 24 gigs now with the RTX A5000, not using SLI. I was using SLI, but again, in editor, editor only allows use of one GPU and the VRAM that GPU, that primary GPU has. So 22 gigs in SLI, I was limited to 11 from one GPU unless I worked in path tracer mode to render. So I gave him that so that I can have 24 gigs, and the editor performance is pretty great. But again, most of the city is photogrammetry streaming in from Cesium, and everything else is custom built. Go ahead and save this and open up a different map. Be right back.
Are you going to get Dad?
I'm getting you some ice cream.
Oh.
You might want to let it melt just a little bit. It's kind of hard, but up to you.
Okay.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome, buddy. So yes, Cesium, and I am taking that information. Let's see where we are. I need to go. Here. I'm taking that information and using it to gray box.
Let's go try it. My track.
Hey man, my friend sent me some of your stuff. Just wanted to say it's pretty cool. Thank you so much. Thank you. I've worked really hard on figuring all of this out. All right, so this is Crosstown Concourse. And what I would typically do is go down to Google Street View. And I will just drive down the street using the Street View camera. And I'll use the images as well as the photogrammetry inside of the engine as a reference. And from that, this is what I'm able to create. Work in progress, still a lot to finish. This is a parking garage, by the way. And then there's the crosstown, I guess you can call it like a community lot. And then I add a bunch of significant detail using splines to create the streets, the curbs, and it's all custom. I custom create these meshes. So like this little island right here with the parking, the angled parking, was kind of the centerpiece of the design for where I started. And here's what we have. And then I make my own curbs and sidewalks using the spline tool. So I present these to these companies to say, hey, I'm doing a digital twin of your building. If you would like to purchase your naming rights and be a sponsor or just have naming rights in the game, I can add an interior, and then I can enable some gameplay. You got to find it. Where's the last place you had a chair? Think about it. Okay. So don't whine. Just think before you whine, okay? You can have some gameplay functionality to do like an interior tour, a virtual tour, or have some sort of features integrated in my game that allows for people who want to visit your physical location to experience your services and entertainment virtually before they book a trip out to this city. And then I'll put all their branding and everything in here. But this is a work in progress on this area. I've got a bunch of different maps where I've isolated so that I can keep all the geometry from loading all at once. But I'm making a digital twin of the entire city, and I'm going to port this map over to Fortnite. We're going to do some stylized versions. I'm going to have an Assetto Corsa development team come and take this map, bring it over to Blender, and then optimize the assets for Assetto Corsa, BeamNG Drive. We are going to try to do a Grand Theft Auto port to one of the older games, and have a server. I want to do a Minecraft version, and there was something else. I said Fortnite. We're going to try to integrate with Enzoy. But yes, that's definitely something to think about, and that's a big part of security limitations. Is some of the spaces that are more vulnerable cannot be put into the game. And some houses, like your houses, some people might want to buy a digital twin of their house and get it commissioned to have it added to one of the servers. If they're playing GTA Online, you can invite your friends to your virtual house, but you'd want to exclude access to certain rooms or be very cautious about people planning a robbery and scouting these properties in the game before they go and try to, like, you know, break into your house in real life. So those are things to think about as well. But that's on the game side of things. I want this to be a game. I want the environment to be used in virtual production for commercials, music videos, movies. But I also want to have this be an enterprise project that architects, urban planners, city leaders can log into to bring their BIM models, their building models, into the environment, propose those buildings before they spend money and break ground, have a community vote on whether or not they want to support the development of a particular residence or business coming into town or amusement park, and then have people be able to get on the game and experience those amusement parks and buildings and businesses virtually before the investor ever digs a shovel into the ground, right? So that allows for the game to always be updated by the enterprise subscribers, whereas they're spending X amount of dollars a month to have access to the environment to then go and put their building models from previous architecture projects they've done into the game and have them fully updated. That includes residences, apartment complexes, retail spaces, public parks, road changes. So we want to have a game that basically lives alongside the real world, and people can then go in and engage socially in that virtual space, as well as purchase products, services, do virtual tours before they visit that city, or go to virtual events. So the car radios would have real musicians' music playing, real musicians that are from this city, right? TVs are going to show, and I'll open my digital twin bedroom project that I did before we moved here. TVs will show real shows, real commercials that are from Memphis. Be able to go in VR and attend a virtual basketball game. Maybe live, that will be challenging to implement, but have certain types of LiDAR cameras set up to record full basketball games in stadiums. You need help?
No.
And then recreate that game in 3D, or just have 360 cameras set up on one front row seat and then be able to sell tickets indefinitely to a very popular game to where you can buy front row seats and watch the game in VR at any time, or meet up with your friends at the virtual stadium and watch a live performance from a big musician. So I think Travis Scott's, that's the first thing I go to because that was the most groundbreaking virtual performance that he did with Fortnite. Let's see, building manager. You want me to let my desk back down so you can sit at it?
Why is that good?
That's as far as it'll go with my computer where it's at.